how much government spending do people fund with their tax dollars? Suppose on January 1st, midnight, the federal government receives in one lump sum, dropped from a helicopter, all the tax revenue it's going to spend for the year. And the first chunk comes from the top 1%. That first chunk of money that comes from the top 1% will fund the government for 56 days. So it takes you almost to the end of February. Now you've run through all the money you're going to collect from the top 1%. So the 2 to 5% top income earners drop their chunk of money on your heads, and that'll last you through to almost tax day. Then here's the rest of the top 10%, so the 5 to 10% range. Their federal income taxes will fund you for about a month. Here's the top, not the top quartile. Oh, no, this is not quartile. This is like the rest of the top quartile. These people are going to fund you almost to June. So let's take a breath here and take a look. You've now received taxes from the top 20% of households. And the taxes from the top 20% of households have funded the federal government for almost 6 months. Here's the next chunk of people. Here's the next chunk of people. This is middle-income Americans, solidly in the middle class, right? The 40 to 60%. Their taxes will fund the federal government for 24 days. Here's the next quartile down. So one quartile down from the middle class. They'll fund, their tax revenues will fund you for 10 days. And then finally, the poorest Americans, the poorest 20%, they'll fund you for how long? 3 days? You're optimistic. 18 hours. They'll fund you for 18 hours. And this brings you to what in 2012 was September 10th, which we call Deficit Day. Deficit Day is the day that tax revenue runs out. Every dollar the government spends from that point forward is borrowed money. It's funded by borrowed money. So this says then that the single demographic group that is paying for the largest chunk of your calendar year, twice as much as the top 1%, are children, who interestingly can't vote. Talk about taxation without representation. They're funding the bulk of the calendar year.